Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Latifah. In this channel we do interior design tips, home makeovers, which I haven't done yet, but I promise I'm going to do them very soon. And also we home DIYs as well, where we DIY things to inspire you to decorate and to accessorize your house with. So if you're new to my channel, please make sure to subscribe, and if you like this video, please also make sure to give it a thumbs up. It goes a long way to help this video grow, and of course it gives me the motivation to keep on bringing great content to you, and of course to inspire you to decorate your spaces. In this particular video today, we are going to be talking about 10 things that are probably making your house look so cheap. I know this is something that is very sensitive, but don't worry, my intention is not to hurt your feelings or even to offend you. I am here to just speak about these things because I feel it's important to just put them out there so that we are able to actually correct and make our spaces look beautiful and more elegant and high-end looking at the end of it all. So imagine you hired me as your interior designer and I'm not able to be truthful to you. I'll not be doing my job. So my work, and especially in this particular video, is to be as honest and genuine with you as much as I can, to be able to show you guys, like, or even to tell you some of those things that are making your house look cheap. And I know it's not an easy topic, but at the end of the day, I'm sure that with your permission, we are going to tackle it and we are going to handle it in the best way possible. So I hope you're excited about this particular video. I really hope that you get to pick a few things here and there that you can actually use to decorate or to just amend your spaces and make them look high-end instead of looking cheap. So make sure to watch this video till the end because I'm going to be sharing with you 2 things that you don't know about me. So if you're ready, let's get started. So bare TV wires is actually one of the ways that your house looks cheap. So if you have wires that are hanging from wall to floor, from floor to wall and all that, or even from just your TV or anything that you have that has cables but exposed, then definitely that makes your house look cheap. So I know this is something that is very common and I am also guilty of it, or if you actually not guilty of it, then kudos, you've done a wonderful job. So what you want to do is try to ensure that you've hidden all the exposed wires and put them away where no one sees them. In this way, you're actually organized, and when things are organized, they tend to look high-end and the place looks very pleasing and very inviting to the eye, and of course to then to the surroundings and all that. There are actually options nowadays of covering your wires and cables, and these options actually you can paint on them and still align very well with your wall paint and coordinate very well and look very nice, neatly and organized and all that. You have everything tucked away in a place that is not seen, and it just gives your space a very nice high-end look and high-end finished look to your space. So if you're not in a position to hide them completely, just try to come up with a solution or try to come up with a way that you're able to just display your cables in a very nice, neatly organized manner. Bare walls is definitely another way to just make your space look so cheap. I know sometimes you just have a space and you have no idea or you're clueless on what to put on your walls, and because having something on your wall definitely gives you that nice coziness, that warmth and that inviting feeling, then you definitely need to do something about those walls. Don't just leave them empty. Ensure that you have a solution for your walls, and there are so many things that you can do to your walls, from art wall to picture display to depending with the decorating style that you love. Let's say for instance maybe you love bohemian, or maybe you're a fan of bohemian style. You can always do yarn or macrame wall art or wall designs that can go very well with your wall and they still look so beautiful. As in, the list is endless. It's up to you to come up with a way to just cover up those empty walls, and you just make your space look more inviting, more cozy, and of course looking beautiful. Mass production definitely makes a space look so cheap. I know you understand what I'm talking about, because there's those photos particularly that we import, especially in Kenya, and they come in very funny colors, in very funny materials, and they're very cheaply designed and done, and they're also very cheap when it comes to buying them. So these things, when we accessorize our walls with them, they definitely make our walls look very, our spaces look very cheap. And that is what we are trying to avoid at the end of the day. The bad thing about art is, if it's not original, then it really looks so bad. And you don't want your space to look like any other space. You want your space to be unique, and a good way to actually make that space look unique is, of course, by getting original art. So if you cannot afford going for art shows and all that, there are so many options of getting original art, and Etsy is definitely an option for you, that you can go and look for those nice original art pieces that you can print and of course frame them for your walls and make your walls look beautiful. I would definitely recommend you go for a very large art wall. In that, it's a way that actually you're able to design a wall that speaks your personality and brings your personality out. Bad lighting is definitely a thing that makes a space look so cheap. And I'm saying this because this is something that is very common in the Kenyan houses and rental houses. Actually, the most of the time, it's just the one recessed light that is normally there. And what you want to do to give life to that space is by, of course, coordinating low lamps in your space and just allowing light to flow through in that living room. Also, in the living room, try to make that place look bright enough so that everything is hit with the right and enough light to be able to be appreciated by the eye and all that. So try also to not go for the warm light. Try to go for those very nice white lights for the living room. And funny enough, there's actually something about just having the right light in your living space, or even in any space, that kind of elevates your mood. So if you have the right light in your space, then definitely you're going to feel that mood change and transform completely. Rugs that are too small in terms of sizes is another way to make your space look cheap. Actually, you'll find that sometimes you're doing the decoration and the designing part very well, and even the carpet is coordinating very well with the color scheme that is going on in that particular space. But one mistake that you're actually doing is that you're making or putting the rug to be so small in this space. You want your rug to be as biggest as you can for that particular space. I'm not saying you cover wall to wall. I'm saying enough so that it's covering every single furniture in that particular space. So for instance, in the living room, you want to ensure that all the furnitures are sitting on top of your rug. And if maybe your rug is not as big, you ensure that you get a rug that your furniture, at least the first legs of your furniture, are sitting or are on top of that carpet. In that way, it gives the illusion that the carpet is going under and through the furniture and all that. So you want to trick your eye. If you have a carpet that is so small, or a rug that is so small, at the end of the day, you can incorporate two carpets. You can put one rug that is bigger and then just layer the smaller one on top. It looks very nice, organized, and actually it looks very authentic and very designer look kind of feel at the end of the day. Furniture sets is definitely something else when it comes to making your space look cheap. What I can recommend is that try to go for different types of colored furnitures, different textures, different patterns and all that, because you want your space to have like a transition from one design to the other. You don't want everything to be the same design, the same pattern, the same color. In that particular space, everything is just going to be flat. It's going to feel flat, and it's going to not give the space some character, and that is what we are looking for at the end of it all. Maybe your style is boho and modern. Or maybe let's say for instance you are a glam girl and you still love boho at the same time. So what you can do is maybe have mirrored stands, bedside stands, and then try to go for a wooden bed instead of a mirrored bed that is tufted and all that, and just try to incorporate different kind of accessories in there so that you're able to have different kind of design styles incorporating in the same space, rather than just having one same design in that particular space. So having basic light fixtures is definitely another way that makes your space look cheap. And for instance, maybe you have, like in Kenya, we have this, when you're renting a space or buying a space, you'll find just the normal bulb light fixture, in the ceiling or on the ceiling, and there's nothing done to it. And I'm saying this because most houses are like that. I would say that is one thing that actually makes your space look cheap, because you want to personalize that space to feel like your own. You want to make that space feel very inviting and intentionally designed. So incorporate different light fixtures, come up with nice chandelier designs that you can actually use in your space. Just do something different and unique, and don't just go for the basic light fixtures that are normally in houses. Just try to be unique and do something different for your space. And it doesn't have to be something expensive. You can actually DIY your own light fixtures. You can DIY, something that is unique and is personalized to your own liking at the end of it all. So cluttered rooms, you guys, is another way that makes a space look so cheap. It doesn't matter if you have expensive items in that space. If your space is cluttered, you're definitely going to feel the space looking cheap and all that. So try to put everything in place. Try to avoid clutter by organizing your space and putting everything where it's supposed to be. If you have a lot of things or excess items in your space, try to donate some of them, or even give them away, or even sell them, and just have enough things in your space. In that way, there is enough space for people to walk around and still giving it that nice vibe of a very spacious space, giving you that feel of a high-end look. So flat pillows are definitely one of the ways that makes your house look so cheap. And the reason why I'm saying this is because throw pillows are meant to accessorize your house. They are meant to make your house beautiful. They are meant to just elevate that look and give it that like finished touch to your design style. And if you don't have fluffy pillows, then we have a problem. So what you need to do is, if you know your throw pillows are flat, please just try to get rid of them, give them away, or even just give someone that may really need them desperately. But in your case, try to avoid flat pillows so that you're able to get that nice end result at the end of it all. So if you have a flat throw pillow, I don't really think you're going to have that comfort that you're supposed to get in a throw pillow. I'm sure your couch and your sofa is definitely going to thank you once you replace them and get new ones. Overdone themes is definitely another way to make your space look cheap. And the reason why I'm saying this is because these are things that we are not doing anymore. Overdone themed rooms are for teenagers. So if you're overdoing your themed rooms and spaces, it's something that you need to consider because it's making your space look so cheap. So what you want to do is you want to replace your themed room with different decorating styles that are available right now. There are a variety of design styles that you can actually copy. And a good way is by identifying your decorating style and being able to incorporate that in your own space and personalizing it to make it feel like your own. It's a good thing actually when someone comes in your space and says, wow, this space actually looks like so and so, it feels like it's somebody's character and all that. And that is exactly what you want to to experience when you're going for using your design style instead of doing themed rooms. Overdone themed rooms can can be tacky at times, and it can make a space look very cheap, and that is what you're trying to avoid at the end of the day. So if you're wondering why your space is looking cheap and you have a themed room, then that is something you need to consider and redo it in a different way. Another way that actually your house looks so cheap is definitely hanging your curtains too low and having them too short. So this is something that is very common, and sometimes I would say it's because of lack of knowledge. But because you want that high-end look, try to avoid having short curtains. What you want to do instead is just ensure that your curtains are hung as high as possible towards the ceiling, and of course ensuring that your curtains are long enough just to touch the floor, and don't let them be too long, and try to have them the right length and all that. And also don't forget to hang them to have your curtain rods wide enough to just be away from the window frame and all that. And in that case, you're definitely going to get that high-end feeling and high-end look that you're going for and that you're looking for in your space. So guys, that was it for today. I really hope that you got to grasp something out of the 10 tips that I had to share with you today. So guys, here we are at the end of the video, where I promised to give you 2 things, or to tell you 2 things that you don't know about me. And if you've reached here, congratulations, and thank you for taking that time to just watch this video. So the first thing that you don't know about me is that I love dancing, and I love singing in the shower as well. I think in the other world I would have been a singer and a dancer.